Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me here today. My name is Will Holtz. I'm a fifth grade teacher over at Franklin Elementary. And today I'm going to be presenting on a tool that I've been using within my own classroom for the last year, and I've found it to be very effective. The kids love it, and the district has asked me to do a quick little seminar, a one-day seminar on what it really is, what Kahoot really is, and how to implement it in your own classroom. So first of all, I hope everyone had a great summer. I cannot believe it is already August 12th. I cannot believe that the students we're going to be back in the classroom here next week. But thank you so much for taking the time out of your Friday to come and join me here for this seminar. So let's just dive straight right in. Before we talk about Kahoot, I think it's important to talk about really the main reason most of us probably got into teaching, which is to help our students. And before I can make the connections to why Kahoot is so valuable to a classroom, let's kind of just talk about who our students are and what their interests are. So first of all, I know you guys see it as well. I'm a fifth grade teacher. I see a lot of familiar faces. I know a bunch of you all in the crowd are middle school or elementary school teachers. Social media is king. Social media, I cannot get through a classroom. I cannot make it through a day in the class without a student talking about Instagram, without them talking about Snapchat or TikTok or YouTube Shorts. Social media is everywhere. Social media is here to stay. Another thing about our students is they got a million things going on. They have a million things going on at home, a million things going on at school. There's just so much going on. It's very tough to keep the students focused and engaged, especially in the traditional sense of reading and writing and opening up a book, a textbook, and assigning reading pages and then giving them worksheets. Is very tough to keep a student's attention and focus and keep them really engaged in the material to help them learn and understand what we are trying to teach them. And lastly, the students love playing games, whether it's, and this is no revelation. The kids have always loved playing games. But now that things have taken a turn towards online and educational technology tools, it's important that we kind of follow that template and implement it into our classroom. Okay. So let's talk about Kahoot. What is Kahoot? Kahoot is a game-based learning platform that teachers can use to assess student knowledge. It is a platform that is easy to use, very easy to create, and easy to share with the classroom. It takes minutes to learn and implement, and you can create your own material, or you have access to over 40 million already published quizzes and activities. You can search by keywords. You can search by topics. They have every topic and keyword and quiz that you can even imagine. There's no shortage. This database is so big. There's so much good material out there. There's so many great quizzes already created that are just waiting to be implemented into your classroom and hopefully just kind of engage the students and help them learn and help them take an interest in and develop a love for learning. So this is where Kahoot really comes in handy. And at this point, I'm going to jump ahead now and go to the Kahoot website and kind of just do a quick little walkthrough of what Kahoot is and how we can create a quiz and access it as a student and as the educator. Okay, fast forwarding a little bit. Now I want us to become a little more familiar with the Kahoot homepage. So I have just signed in to my Kahoot creator account. So the district will be providing every educator, every teacher in our district with a creator account. And this is what it looks like. So I just signed in. And this is my homepage. As you see, here is my name, William Holtz. I can go over here. I can change some of my settings. I can update any sort of settings that I can do there. we'll just scroll down a little bit. It gives us a what's new, kind of just get more familiar, some top picks, some of the trending Kahoots, if you will. And the all-important create. We'll touch on this in a little bit. First, I would like us to start on the Discover tab. This is one of the greatest features about Kahoot. It is that the database contains so much already made information. Okay, so just scrolling through it, you have Kahoots on Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, right? You have Kahoots on middle school, elementary, high school, higher education. And there's over 40 million Kahoots that have already been made, and there's obviously more being made daily. So it is just an endless wealth of information. For example, let's take a look. I know at least for my 5th grade class, we have a big unit on the American Revolution. So I'll type in American Revolution to the search bar, and it comes up, look, over 300,000 results. You can filter your search from most relevant to the most played. This is the tab I usually use if I'm trying to just insert something into the classroom. Look for the most played, the tried and true version. So I will go down, and it looks like this one, 221,000 people have accessed and completed this Kahoot. That sounds pretty good to me. And this is a perfect chance for us to get a little demo of what a Kahoot quiz looks like, not only from the teacher's point of view, but also from the student's point of view. So accessing this as the teacher, it will give me, when I click on the Kahoot, it will give me an overview. It says this Kahoot contains 12 questions, and it gives me a rundown of what every question is. Question number 1, who were the loyalists? Question 2, what was the Stamp Act? And so on, all the way down to question 12. The French and Indian War is important because, if I come up here, I click show answers, it will show me the 4 options that are listed under each question. And obviously the one with the green check mark will be the correct answer. So it does this for all 12 questions. If you want to just preview the information, make sure they're covering all the information that you are covering with your own material in the classroom. Yes, so that gives us a quick overview of what this individual Kahoot really is. And over here on the left, there are 3 options. So you can start it, which is what you would be doing if you were doing it live in your class. So you would have this hooked up maybe to a projector, maybe to a computer monitor, or maybe just on your screen itself. You would click start, then the students could access it through an access code that would be displayed on your monitor. You can assign it. So not only do we have an account, but all the students, IT will set it up so the students in your classroom can sign in through their Clever app, and then they will be placed in your classroom. You can assign this for maybe a mid-class in some sort of blended learning environment, a mid-class assessment, or you can even assign it for maybe a homework assignment, just to make sure the students are participating in class and continue to learn once they leave the classroom. Or in this case, this is what we'll do. We will practice. If you want to just take a look at what the Kahoot looks like, this is a perfect tool for you. So when you join a Kahoot, this is what your students will see. You will be asked to join the game. You will enter in your nickname. I will start here. Okay, and now I'm ready to go. I will go full screen, just give the full experience. Little countdown. We're doing a quiz. It says number 1, who are the loyalists? Let me turn off this volume. Okay, so here are my 4 options. It says the colonists who are loyal to America, the Americans who are loyal to France, the colonists who are loyal to Britain, the colonists who are loyal to the colony. Okay, so I have a countdown over here. This particular quiz, it gives me 20 seconds. I know it's loyal to Britain. Yes, I was correct. So it shows me a point total up here. Another great thing about Kahoot is it touches kids love competition, especially if it's done in a healthy way. It can be very engaging in the classroom, a nice healthy competition. So keeps track of my score total. I click next, get ready for question number 2. Another beautiful feature of Kahoot is it keeps a running live scoreboard for the students to see where they are in the classroom and just promote a healthy competition where this is just another way to keep the students engaged. Okay, question number 1 done. Let's go to question 2. What was the Stamp Act? I'm going to run through the answers. I know it was this tax on paper documents, so I click that. It was correct. Oh, an answer streak of 2. I get some extra points. So there's a lot of little gamified features within this app that really hopefully engage the students. I click next. My scoreboard is updated. This is fantastic. I see Shima is having a fantastic game right now. I'm stuck in second place. Robin just jumped up to third place. You see the little arrow. So it's a very fun feature. We'll do one more just to make sure we get a true taste of what the quizzes feel like. What was a Boston Tea Party? I'm going to say this one. It is correct. So answer streak of 3. Let's check out the leaderboard. And we are right there, still in second. Well done to Shima. He or she is killing it. And that is a quick overview of what a game looks like for Kahoot. I will go back to the homepage and go back home. And now we will talk about what it looks like to create your own Kahoot. Okay, jumping ahead now into how to, as a educator, create your own Kahoot quiz or assessment. So we are back on our homepage. We are signed in and we were just working with the Discover tab. Over on our right, you will see this blue create button. You'll click it. You'll click Kahoot. We're going to do a new Kahoot right here. And it will take us to this page. First, it lets you choose your theme. Okay, do you want a little autumn feeling? Do winter, spring, summer? For right now, we'll just stay standard. Okay, so that is the theme we will choose. I'll exit out of that. And then I want us to take a look over here on the left. It says question number 1. It is a quiz type question. Okay, I'll touch on that more a little bit later. So we have chosen a quiz type question, which is just your traditional 4 multiple choice question. You can change the time limit, anything from 4 minutes to 5 seconds. I think 20 seconds is a nice sweet spot. We'll keep it there. You can change how the point system is collected. There's standard, double, or no points. If you want it more just as a practice, you don't want it to have points. And answer options, you can make it a single select answer, so it's just one correct answer, or multiple select answers. So maybe there's one or more multiple answers. So here is how we use Kahoot for this question. Start typing your question up here. I will just make something up. What grade do I teach? Okay, then you come down here, click in this box, and you say, well, I'm going to say one option is 5th grade. One option is 2nd grade. Option 3, 6th grade. And option 4, 10th grade. Okay, I am a 5th grade teacher, so I will check this box as the correct answer. You can click here and add a sort of an image that will appear with the question itself. I do not have an image saved, so for this, I'll just skip it as, but you can add any sort of image from the internet, drag and drop, anything saved from your computer. Okay, so that is question number 1. Then I'll say, okay, I'm all done with that. I've chosen which is my correct answer. I will add a new question to make this a multi-question Kahoot quiz. Now, there are a couple options here. I can make it a quiz type question, which is just your normal 4 option multiple choice. I could do a true or false, where there's maybe a true or false type question. I could do a typing question where they need to type in the correct, a short answer response. I can do a slider. As you see, the example is how tall is Mount Everest. That's a very cool feature. I could do a puzzle where you put them in order from least to greatest. It says here, least to most populated. I could do a quiz and add some audio. Okay, so there's so many options for this. Let's do a true or false. Start typing your question. Say the mascot for San Jose State University is the Spartan. Okay, is this true or is this false? I should add a picture of San Jose State University just to make it a little more engaging, a little more colorful, something to pop off your screen. The correct answer for this is true. Okay, so now I have two questions. I'm happy with my 20-second time limit. I'm happy with the standard point system. Okay, so let's go back up here. It has been saved to my drafts. Let's just preview it. Let's see what it looks like from the student's point of view right now. So here, when the students sign in to answer this Kahoot, it says, what grade do I teach? And here's my countdown: 5th grade, 2nd grade, 10th grade, 6th grade. It gives me the answer 5th grade. Okay, let's go to question number 2. The mascot for San Jose State University is the Spartan. Gives me a true or false option. I'm going to say true. Okay, this is just a preview. And yes, the correct answer is true. Perfect. So let's, full screen. Let's leave the preview. So let's go back to here. Okay, so I will save that. Saves change. Okay, so I've just saved it. Now, if I go to my library tab, this is where here's my draft, and here's the one I just saved. Okay, perfect. I can click this. When I click start, then my students can sign into their Kahoot account and they will be given an access code to join. Or I can just assign it as homework or a mid-class assessment. Okay, so for this example, I will say start. This is what it looks like from the creator end of things. Okay, we're going to do classic mode. We're going to say it's getting ready to join. It's setting everything up in our game pin. So there's two ways the students can join. They'll sign into Kahoot. Let me turn the sound off. They can sign into Kahoot and enter in this game pin, or they can just scan this QR code. Very simple, very easy, very kid friendly. Okay, once they start signing in, it will start, instead of saying waiting for players, it will show the players' nicknames that they have selected as saying, oh, Will is here. Oh, Trevor is here. Oh, Sasha is here. So you will know when your class has joined, and then you will be able to click this start button. Okay, so I will stop right there, and now we'll fast forward to the next section. Okay, jumping ahead now, I wanted to touch on what makes Kahoot such an incredible tool, and that is the student engagement. Ever since implementing this tool into my own classroom, it's very tough for me to go back to the more traditional paper, pencil worksheet, whether it's an exit ticket worksheet or a quiz on paper and pencil. Like, now that the kids have used and become familiar with Kahoot and have grown to love Kahoot, it's all they want to do. It's all the kids in my class want to use is Kahoot. And so this is one of the main takeaways. I hope that you see the value of where the value lies with Kahoot, and that is with this, getting the students engaged, getting the students having fun in the classroom, getting the students having fun with learning. And that's really where we can kind of get that knowledge and get that information to really stick with the students when they're having fun and they're enjoying being in that learning environment. So these are just a couple of quick statistics that I have found on the Kahoot website. It says studies done on the use of Kahoot have shown that classrooms that use the app see a 70% increase in the students' final grades. Teachers have also reported an increase in attendance, participation, engagement, motivation, and interactions between students and peers and students and teachers. Touching on that point real fast, that's something that I've seen in my classroom, which was something I did not maybe expect, was the engagement not only between the student and then myself, the teacher, but between the students and peers, whether it's in a competition sense or whether it's in a collaborative sense. The students are engaging between each other, which is fantastic. And lastly, approximately 9 million teachers globally use Kahoot, and these numbers keep growing because the tool works. The proof is in the pudding. New Kahoots are being made by the thousands. New teachers are joining. New districts all around the world are picking up this educational tool. It really works, and I'm really excited that we might be implementing this within our own district. Okay, we'll talk about financial impact. Well, obviously, for taking time out of your Friday for joining me here for the seminar, we will fill out the proper forms to make sure you're being compensated for this. But in terms of Kahoot itself, there are many different payment plans that our district can look into funding. But have no worries, even if the district funds like the lowest tier option for Kahoot, we still have access to everything. We have access to creating Kahoot. We have access to discovering other created Kahoots. We have access to the library, to the share, to the signing, everything, to the classroom. There's the only things we'd be missing out on are some of the premium options, which is where you can kind of get a little fancy with some of the extra, add a little spice to some of the Kahoots and really kind of like jazz it up a little bit. So the base model is still fantastic. It's still very engaging, and it's great for every classroom. And then obviously we will coordinate with the IT to make sure all of the students within your classroom get set up, get an account, and they are assigned into the right classroom, so you can start creating your own Kahoots and assigning it maybe as homework or as a mid-class assessment. And then we'll also coordinate with IT. I guess maybe the one downside to Kahoot is that it is a device-dependent learning tool. And so we'll coordinate with IT to make sure that every classroom has enough working devices to support Kahoot. And then we should be good to go. And lastly, I wanted to talk about the digital citizenship and ethics. As you guys know, with anything on the internet, anything in some sort of blended learning environment, anything on a device, the internet is forever. And so this is a good chance to kind of reinforce some of those digital citizenship and ethics lessons that we have been teaching throughout whenever we use anything on the device. So it's just a chance to kind of re-engage with that material and to just remind the students that the internet is forever. What we expect as students here at Franklin. And for one example, when the students are choosing a nickname before they can join the Kahoot, it's sometimes maybe you have a class clown that wants to be funny and choose a funny nickname. One example is that there's an ability to use the anonymous mode. So you will see still like which student is accessing and answering the questions, and you'll see their data on how they did on the Kahoot, but for themselves, they'll just be listed as anonymous, just with a number. So when it goes to the leaderboard, they'll just be able to see their number. So just something that Kahoot has thought of just to make sure that we can kind of prevent any sort of maybe funny business or any sort of bullying in a sense through the nickname choices. So it's just another chance for us as educators just to kind of refresh on our digital citizenship and ethics talk. So yes, that is Kahoot. I will be here for the next 30 minutes or so. If you want to just kind of get familiar with the website, get familiar with creating a Kahoot, I'm here to answer any questions that you guys may have. But if not, we are all done. So please, if you feel comfortable with Kahoot, go out, enjoy your Friday, and I hope I will see you guys sometime later this year. Thank you so much for joining me today as I do a quick seminar on Kahoot.